Well, Vern, I've been in a slight slump. My average has gone down from like 280, down to about a little below 260 now, about 259. But for a while, I guess it was just that I wasn't. I was a little tired, wasn't swinging the bat good. But now I feel good, and it's just that I'm just out of a groove. I don't have any rhythm at the plate, and I've been hitting the ball, but not with much authority, and I think that as soon as I can get back in that groove, I'll be all right.
It's not the 105-degree weather necessarily then.
No. I enjoy hot weather, although it does take a little out of you, but I don't think right now it has nothing to do with my slump, though. I just think it's whether it could be cold, and I'd still right now I wouldn't be able to hit the ball. It's just that it's just that I'm not, when you're swinging good, and I don't have that good rhythmic swing right now. No rhythm at the plate at all.
Rich Billings has talked throughout the season about the fact that he is a streak hitter and that if he's in a prolonged slump, he knows someday it'll come. Are you that way too, or are you more consistent at the bat?
Well, I'm generally more consistent because I generally, when I make a little more contact than Rich, I think I do, because he's a stronger hitter and he'll strike out a little bit more. But he is definitely a streak hitter. But myself, like, I can bunt, and I'll get on with a bunt here and there. But right now, nothing's falling. But I don't consider myself a streak hitter. I'm generally fairly consistent all year.
Holly Ramsey, Holly, Ann Lacey, Tammy Linda Olson, Vicky Negative.
All right, Jeff was on 18 MPH yesterday. He's been running negative, but he hasn't had any reactions. So let's leave him at 18 today. See what he does. Okay.
Jeff Clark is 11 years old. Like thousands of other kids around the country, he's going to summer camp this year. The other kids call him Partridge because he looks like a young actor on the Partridge Family TV show. He's not wild about the nickname, but puts up with it. But then, in the last 3 years, Jeff has had to put up with a lot. Jeff is a diabetic.
Well, I was 8 years old and I found out I was diabetic. I was up in the mountains in Colorado and at this other camp, and I just got starting to sleep about a real long time, and they just brought me down to the hospital.
Jeff is going to Camp Sweeney this summer. About 10 miles northeast of Gainesville, Texas, it's situated in a little tree-covered valley between what the campers have named Firecracker Mountain and Reaction Hill. Camp Sweeney is the largest camp in the world devoted exclusively to the training and treatment of diabetic children. It's non-profit, and though it costs some $336 to keep a child here for the 3-week period, families only pay what they can afford. The rest comes from donations. But money is no criteria for admittance. All you have to be is between 6 and 16 and a diabetic. Like Jeff, many of the 115 children before coming to Camp Sweeney this session had never known another person with diabetes.
None of my friends or any of my relatives have it or anything, so just telephone me. Well, if I have to have any disease, it'd be diabetes, because I learned how to take care of myself better than any other one. Well, you have so much care around here, and that's the thing I like about it a lot.
Even a lot of adults don't know that without proper care, diabetes can be a crippling and even fatal disease. But with training, proper diet, and a healthy attitude, Sweeney teaches that life doesn't have to be lived on the sidelines. This training begins first thing each morning.
Well, you get a glass and go to the bathroom in that, and then you get this little stick that's sort of called a clinic stick, and you put it in there and you wait. You count 2 seconds and you take it out, and then you count 30, and then it shows what you are, like if you're negative or trace negative or anything like that, and it shows what you are. And so you got to take a shot. I'm subcutaneous and have to lift up the skin and push it in. It's under the skin. You can't jab it in the muscle like in a muscular. You have to lift up the skin like this and walk it off and then jab it in. And you do in a muscular means that it has to be in a muscle.
By sundown of the first day of camp, these diabetic children have forgotten their fears of the past, their feelings of being abnormal, and their apprehensions for the future. They're learning to stay alive. For Channel 8 News on the Move, this is Judi Hanna.
Gilbert Taylor had been in the Army in World War II. He got out on a disability, but he remembered what it was like to take orders and how they're supposed to be obeyed. That was in his mind Independence Day, when he stood in his pasture here in Scurry, about 5 miles from Kaufman. It was about 2:30 in the afternoon when a car pulled into his front yard. 55-year-old Curtis Henry Shoemaker of Ennis and his aunt had seen Gil Taylor's daughter Barbara limping along the road. Barbara said she'd been bitten by a dog while she was at the store, so Shoemaker offered her a ride home. When they got here, Taylor said something had to be done about that dog. He went into the house and got his shotgun. Then he told sheriff's deputies he ordered Shoemaker to drive him back to where the dog lived. Shoemaker refused. He refused to comply with an order. So, says Taylor, he shot Shoemaker as he sat in the car, and he shot Shoemaker's aunt as she ran across the front yard. Officials say Taylor had been in mental institutions at least 3 times since his wife died several years ago. Barbara says he'd been acting funny lately. He'll be charged with murder probably tomorrow. Phil Reynolds, Channel 8 News on the Move, in Scurry.
Attention all officers, rebroadcast. Pick up charge investigation of murder. Hold all occupants in a white 6-1 Ford Fairlane 4-door bearing 1972 Oklahoma tag X-ray 693, X-ray 6293.
The last time that car was seen by anyone who cared, it was occupied by a teenage Oklahoma City girl on her way to run away from home. One of the 10,000 American youngsters who ran away from home during that week. One of 600,000 American youngsters who run away from home every year. There are some interesting statistics being discovered about runaways. These days, they average between 14 and 17 years of age, but more and more are showing up as young as 10 or 11 years old. The numbers are quickly swinging to more girls than boys running away. They no longer go to the glamour cities. They now tend to find their way to smaller towns, and they tend to find their way into trouble. In this case, murder. This victim's name was
The original request by Commissioner David Wade of the Mental Health Mental Retardation Board was for $8 million for construction of the new school for the mentally retarded. When the state said the money was not available, Wade asked for $2 million to construct the administration building and the clinic. That $2 million now has been cut to $1 million by the Appropriations Committee, allowing only for construction to begin on the administrative offices. A member of the MHMR in Fort Worth said this means a major delay in reaching the patients that the state does not now have room for. It will probably be as long as 3 to 5 years before these 270 acres embrace the new school for the retarded, if even then, unless the legislature comes up with the money to support the school that they approved. Jim Green, Channel 8 News on the Move in Fort Worth.
Mary Jane Handy was identified as this name through the Department of Public Safety this morning. Ms. Handy was picked up in Ballinger, Texas last year by the sheriff's office, and she was printed and for a runaway. The prints were sent in to the Department of Public Safety, and that's how she was identified.
Okay, who's the boy?
The boy is Robert Goldson. He's a white male, 15.
Is he also from Oklahoma City?
He is from Oklahoma City.